Waimea Valley, a land stretching from the mountains to the sea, is a place of natural beauty and cultural significance. It has been a source of life for Hawaiian communities for centuries, providing resources for survival and sustaining their cultural practices. However, Waimea has also faced various environmental and social changes, including climate change, tourism, and economic development that threaten its delicate ecosystem and cultural heritage. In this documentary, we will explore how a local organization is taking action to restore and preserve Waimea Valley and how their efforts can inspire a sense of responsibility and appreciation for the land and its people. Waimea Valley was once a thriving haupua, a traditional Hawaiian land division system that ensured each community had access to the resources they needed to survive. From the uplands to the seaside, Waimea provided a diversity of ecological zones where native plants, animals, and marine life flourished. The valley was also home to Hawaiian cultural practices such as hula, oli, and lahau pau, or Hawaiian medicine. Through interviews with Hawaiian elders and cultural practitioners, we will learn about the rich history and significance of Waimea and how it sustained Hawaiian communities for generations.
In Waimea, apart from forestry restoration, we do habitat maintenance for our alaeula, or the native Hawaiian moorhen. So for that, we do predator control and we remove invasive species from the ponds that they live in. We also do stream maintenance and erosion control along the stream beds, leading out to the bays to protect the coral reefs. So planting some native grasses like ahuava to just ensure the erosion can kind of be mitigated and stay in its place. And then our last thing that we've been working on would be invasive species removal and taking care of our endangered species within the valley.
There's thousands of plants in here, and there's thousands of them going out. So basically, all this stuff you see here, it's all native Hawaiian plants. We're all used for conservation. There's ali'i, those are the yohias, ule. These are the abutilons. Abutilon menziesii. One of 3 different abutilons here in the valley. Super rare. Well, we plant basically koa, iliahi, ohia, ule, a'ali'i, ko'olau, a bunch of others too, veil, all to try to make a rich diversity up in the ridge.
So after here, it goes to a specific areas like the restoration
Yes.
area, the botanical garden.
Yes. This side goes to restoration. This side of the greenhouse, all these plants are backed up from the valley. In case something happens, a tree falls on, kills something, I back them up. I have an extra one here.
Okay.
This table here is all native Hawaiian plants. All endangered, mostly endangered.
What's like, if you were to leave this place one day, what kind of legacy you want to leave behind in Waimea?
Yeah, I'd like to have some of the plants that I grow become permanent fixtures here and, continue the work, because it's ongoing, especially up in the valley where the conservation team and the volunteers, of course, with the help, planting thousands and thousands of plants up there. I'd like to see that maybe in 20 years thriving. That would make me happy.
I just want to leave a positive mark on this valley. I feel like this valley is really important. It's very significant in Hawaiian culture, so I don't want to leave it in a worse condition. So every day I come into work, I want to leave doing something better for it, like planting a plant or taking out invasive species.
However, Waimea's abundance and beauty has also attracted outside interests that have put pressure on the valley's ecosystem and cultural integrity. Waimea had so many interests from outside expatriate companies. It has experienced the effects of climate change, such as rising sea levels and more intense storms that have damaged the valley's infrastructures and habitat. The valley has also become a popular tourist destination, leading to overcrowding, pollution, and damage to cultural sites. Furthermore, Waimea's land ownership has been a point of contention between Hawaiian community and the state government, leading to legal battle and a lack of funding for conservation efforts. Through interviews with local activists, scientists, and government officials, we will delve into these challenges and their impact on Waimea's future.
Back in the 80s, a man named Charlie Peach bought the valley from Castle and Cook. Castle and Cook, of course, is the big landowner here that owned all the dole plantations, the pineapple plantations, and a lot of sugar cane. So Charlie Peach bought it from Dole Plantation or Castle and Cook. And he's really the one who developed to what it looks like today. He had a botanist, plant specialist, who actually was managing the botanical gardens in Lae, Papua New Guinea. He also worked for Kew Gardens in the UK. He brought in plants from all over the world, developed the gardens, and then there was another individual named Uncle Rudy Mitchell. He was the amateur archaeologist, so he uncovered a lot of the cultural sites, helped develop the cultural programming, and they were thriving. They used to bring people in, and they would do a luau in the pavilion, and then they would go up. They would take a tram ride, and they would stop at one of the cultural sites called Kauhale. And then they'd go up to the amphitheater, and they'd have a hula show. And then they'd go up to the waterfall, and there'd be a dive show. They'd dive 30 feet high, 50 feet high, and that was the program here. And that was going well. And then they used to do weddings and special events, and that was going well. And they had a major flood in 1990. It wiped out the place. It closed for 6 months. They rebuilt, and that's when they put in a lot of the buildings that you see here today. But it was going well for a while, and then it started to have problems with finances, and Charlie Peach had to bring in a partner because he was just about ready to go bankrupt. So he brought in this individual. He started doing ATV rides, horseback rides. They had like a mini golf place that for the kids, and you know he still did the dive show and the hula show, but he changed it a little bit to have a lot more activities that people could buy and you know try and get more money out of people, and that was going okay. And this guy Wolfer, he decided that he wanted to develop a bunch of housing in the back acreage. And he was going to develop housing there, and he was going to give the lower valley, which would be a park, to the city. And the city approved the development. But the community decided they didn't like the idea of, you know, all these houses being developed. They marched on City Hall, quite a few members from the North Shore community, and they protested, and they testified in front of the city council, and the city council agreed to change their mind and not allow the housing development. Same time, they decided that the Office of Hawaiian Affairs would be the best organization to own and manage Waimea Valley because of all the cultural sites. They worked out a deal where the Office of Hawaiian Affairs purchased Waimea Valley for $14 million. And then in 2008, they decided to set up Hi'ipaka LLC, which is the organization that I manage, I work for. And they transferred the title And so Hi'ipaka LLC owns and manages Waimea Valley. And we started that in 2008. We have been trying to improve our facilities, our programming, because it was in pretty poor shape when it was purchased by the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, OHA. So, we've been doing a lot of work to restore and not only the facilities and the infrastructure, but all the programming as well.
Despite these challenges, there are people who are committed to restoring and preserving Waimea Valley. One such group is Hi'ipaka LLC, an indigenous non-profit organization that holds the land title and manages Waimea Valley. Hi'ipaka's vision is to create a refuge for perpetuation of human, cultural, and natural resources through education and stewardship. In 2015, they launched a forest restoration project which aims to restore native Hawaiian forests and habitats by planting and caring for indigenous plants using traditional Hawaiian planting methods. Through interviews with Hi'ipaka staffs and volunteers, we will learn about their approach to restoration and the impact it has had on the valley's ecosystem and community.
Our conservation program is part of our botanical department. The conservation program is based around our forest stewardship plan. The Forest Stewardship Plan was created in partnership with the State of Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources Forest Stewardship Committee. It's a 10-year forest stewardship plan that evolved from our Conservation Action Plan. So the property management that we're doing on our conservation lands includes reforestation, invasive species control, and watershed management.
Hi'ipaka's work also extends to education and outreach, as they believe that empowering communities is crucial for the long-term sustainability of Waimea Valley. Hi'ipaka offers various education programs for local schools and visitors, including cultural demonstrations, workshops, and tours. Through interviews with programs, participants, and educators, we will see how these activities connect people to Waimea's history, culture, and ecology, and inspire them to become stewards of the land.
I think my first feeling that comes to my mind is that of awe and beauty. Like walking through here, you're looking around, you're appreciating the different trees, the plants, the flowers. It's just awestruck beauty. I would say thankful, because as I'm going through here, I'm picking up on how someone went through the painstaking work of labeling each and every different flower and tree as we're walking through, and I'm thinking about how much work that would have been. So grateful for that in terms of just being able to be educated on what those flowers and plants are.
Waimea is more than just a tourist attraction. It is a place of cultural heritage and ecological importance.